Hey guys, running a little bit late. We're doing a merge, so I'm going to have to pull this down and do a fetch. Did I do that? Okay, so it's getting, we're having to pull. Okay. Well, apparently that wasn't much of a fetch. Okay. So, we are up an atom again. And we've got to maximise that. Right, I thought it was going to do something weird on me there. Right, we'll get this widget reflector up for you guys so that you can see it better. Okay. And the interesting thing here is maps, Greenland. We're doing this one. Okay. Right, so apparently we're we're compiling shaders, which is fine. We need to do that because my colleague has been making changes in the maps. Okay. Right. So, at least we have water now, which is a bloody good thing. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to be putting these HISMs back in, okay? Because basically my colleague had made lots of changes, which is acceptable, it's not a problem, and we were just testing stuff anyway, and you guys will be able to see what is actually going on. So in the meantime, I'm going to override the gravity, and we are going to see, yes, quit abandoned, I'm afraid it's shaders again. That's because we have just done a merge, so a lot of changes to the maps in general, which means that I basically need to do these shaders again. Unfortunately, not a lot I can do about it. One of those things, I'm afraid. Do have some nice water though. Don't know what's going on here. Oh yeah, we pressed play, didn't we? Right. Oh. Oh yes, sir. Now, we've changed some stuff. Right? So you'll now see that the actual lighting, yeah, I was just about to say, we have changed the lighting and the weather system. So now everything looks a lot better. Okay. Now if I do my old stats, stat FPS, our frame rate's still going to be rubbish, especially when it's doing its shaders, but even that is now looking a lot better. Even though we're only getting 15 frames a second, right? Everything is looking good. Right. Now, the reason her hair is levitating is because I've set the gravity to 0. So there's 0 gravity, which is why her hair is bobbling about. But that's okay, it's intentional. Right, so she doesn't fall through the ground when you start the game. We're going to switch gravity back on when the game is ready to go. Okay? But let's have a look up here, shall we? and let's have a look about. Right, we can now see it begin to get dark. Okay, so if we look up at the sky, ooh yeah, nice. So if we walk back to where we were, oh no, I'm lost. Right, a bit janky at the moment, but that's what we're working on. Right, we're still doing shaders here, and we're at 20, between 24 and 27 frames a second, so this is a decent start. And I've got Aurora Borealis. Now I know at that point we actually load in more stuff. And we've got a surprise as far as the little indicators on the left as well, that's going to happen soon. Those are being updated as we speak, which I'm going to have to implement, but I don't know what's going on with that. I think that is some sort of a... It thinks there's a problem, but I think it's Unreal Engine. Okay. So, actually, what I'm going to do, right, is I am going to bring in, oh wait a minute, that's not right. That's not right. Okay. Okay, we have a problem. I need to open this version of the project. Right, we seem to have lost a lot of our settings. We've definitely lost the blueprint. Right, so I'm going to drag this into the other window, and in fact I'm going to close this version down, and we're going to open that up, and this is the real version. Okay, so this I'm going to migrate it okay, that right, and we're going to migrate it to here. Okay, so that's not good. Yeah, we're getting there as far as that goes. I'm going to close this, and we need our other one open. Right, now the interesting thing here is I may need to do a bit of jiggery pokery on this. Right. So that is the new version, which is on the D drive. Right. And this is the version that's on the C drive. Okay. So in here, we actually need to change this struct. Right. Now, this is going to be a static mesh. And it is called static mesh. So we're going to do this while we're working on the other stuff. Right? And we do need to bring in something else. We don't want to do that. Okay, I'm looking at the other screen at the moment. I'm just going to copy the code in. I'm just going to recreate the HISM blueprint. Okay, so we'll just have to live with that. So blueprint class, actor, it's BP, HISM. Now I knew there was going to probably end up being a bit of flapping about with this to get it to work properly. Now the question is this going to open? Right, it's opened. Okay. So we've got that all working okay. And we're going to go to event graph. And that. Now the question is, do we need these two variables? Well, we'll just add them anyway, just in case we do. So that's struct mesh names, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be struct mesh replace. That's going to be an array, and then we've got another one here which we're going to use for just some checking, and that's going to be count, and it's going to be an integer, and it's going to be that. Compile that. Now if you guys ever need, this is what happens when you basically copy from another project, and I can't remember. Well, it works. But we're going to have to do a little bit of fixing. It's a fixer-upper. Right, and we've got static mesh there. Compile that. Then we'll just bring in the rest of it. Right, I'm just copying off the other project at this point. That goes there. And compile. Okay. So our next thing is, unfortunately, what I want to do is export if I I'm not sure. There's no button for export that I can see. We didn't set use the above source to set this path. Use below. Okay, we're going to have to do a little searchy poo here, I think. Yeah, it's not much fun having to redo. Okay. Right. This would have been the more pain in the ass thing to do, right? But apparently I can actually export this. Which is great. Oh, well, we don't do it that way. Oh yeah, export as CSV. Oops, I don't even know where I actually... You see, it's done it again after I exported. Oh, that's where I did put it. Apparently. Right, so we have exported it. And now what we want to do is import it. Right. So damn it, it's in here, right? And we're going to set a path there. And then re-import, right? And then we close this because we've got the latest version, and now we've got all the stuff we did earlier, which is all of these static meshes, right? Now we've still got a bit to go, but basically we would have lost about 150 of these and all of these, which is about 118. Okay, so that saved us a good bit of time, so that's a good thing. We're not going to complain about that at all. Do you plan on using Unreal Engine 5? Yes, eventually, but not right now. apart from the fact that, in my opinion, yours may be different, it's not ready for prime time. We have got a lot of assets that aren't updated for Unreal Engine 5. So we couldn't actually make this project in Unreal Engine 5 at the moment. Okay, now from what I've been told, there would be advantages to do this in Unreal Engine 5 because of the level streaming. But it's simply not viable right now. But on the plus side, who needs Unreal Engine 5 when you've got graphics like this? Hello Nil Pointer, how are you doing? This is now how our game looks. So it's looking rather beautiful. And we're working on the frame rate as we speak, which is the HISM. Or at least we're gonna, once we've compiled our shaders. Okay, and if we hang on a second or two, we will see, well, we're going to see our boats. I don't know. Give me a second and I'll find out. It's not that. I believe it's Oceanology. Infinity Oceanology. Is what it is, apparently. Right. So, the point here is, still compiling shaders, would you believe? The point here is that we have, or this here, this number here is the number that we're going to be interested in, okay? At the moment we've got 1,222. You can now see that we're actually, our weather, the day-night cycle is kicking in. Right. So, as I said, I'm working on getting all of our meshes to basically work with hierarchical instance meshes. Why, thank you, Null Pointer. I can't really take a lot of credit for it, considering I don't do the graphics and stuff, but when we get it up to this 70 frames a second again and it still looks as nice, then I'll take some credit. Okay. So what we need to do here, right, is for this map, we need to add in our, what do we call it? Our BP HISM, right? Now, I can't remember how to do this, right? That you can add a billboard to this. I can't remember how you do it. Is it... There's some way that you can like add a little thing. Right, without actually adding a billboard to it. Right, it doesn't actually matter about this particular where it goes, right? How big is the map? Well, I walked it, right, without just basically as the crow flies, right? I walked it. And it takes, without any detours, just from the point south to the point north, it takes about 35 minutes. In real time. Right? Just basically, as soon as it starts, just start walking. Okay? So, I think it's 2 miles by 2 miles. No, it can't be that. But it's pretty big. As I said, if you walk straight up and down as the crow flies, it's 35 minutes. And obviously we can force you to go round about and blah blah blah, right? So you could multiply that by 4 or whatever, and that's without stopping or sheltering for the night or blah de blah. Okay, so yeah, kind of weird. Now, what we want to do here is get actor of class. Right, and we say BP HISM. And in fact, I would show you if I could remember how to do it, right? But I can't remember how to do it. And here we create a, okay, Ah, okay. So okay, we need to go back in here, and this isn't done on begin play, right? We actually create a custom event, add a custom event, and we'll call it create meshes. Okay. Now, is there any of you guys in the chat that need an explanation of what I'm doing here? I know that Quit probably has a fair idea of what I'm doing, but the rest of you guys probably don't. And if you don't, I have no problem explaining it to you. Right, so we don't do anything on that, and we're going to bang that up there for now. Okay. So in theory now, right, when we press play, we should see a couple of things happening. If it actually ever runs, that is. And I shall explain to you why it's not making a difference at the moment. Okay? As you can see here, we are creating 163. That's a bit worrying. Okay, let me explain it in a second. It's a little bit confusing because of the way maps load, etc. But the interesting thing is, look on the left, I'll show you, right? I'll show you. If we look here, okay, we're going to delete that. We've got 302 actors, okay? Now, the interesting part is we haven't got 302 actors. We've actually got a lot more than that, but you guys won't see them, right? Because they are instanced meshes. Okay, so watch again when I press play and look at how many actors we have, okay? Then I shall explain to you why we need to keep going. Okay, so remember, it was 302. Keep your eyes over here, right, on this number of actors. Okay? And that's weird. Okay. So this is probably the wrong one. Okay. So what we're going to have to do okay, let me explain this. We have a lot of maps, right? So if we look here, right, you can see that we have a lot of maps for streaming in. Okay, these are all the maps, right? There are basically 49 plus 1, which is 50. Then we've got another, well, there you go, 114. Okay, there's 114 maps. Now we are only looking at the persistent level. We are not looking at the actual level. Okay, so the best way for me to demonstrate this is to load this in. Right? Now 2.1 is over here. Right? We can now actually see it. Okay? And what we need to do is add the blueprint HISM into this one, right? And then I'll explain what happens. Basically what it does, if we look in our, right, okay, hierarchical, yeah, sub-levels, right? If you think of it this way, HISM is how foliage works, okay? It's how it draws foliage really fast. So what I'm doing is I'm getting our, let's say, scenery, like rocks and stuff like that, and I am basically turning them into instance meshes. Okay? So I create a new hierarchical instance static mesh component. Then what I do is I give each of the meshes a tag with its name on it. Then I get all the actors with that tag and create an instance of that mesh. Right? Then after that, I delete all the static mesh actors. Okay? So once I get this right and back working again, which I'm going to do in a second, what you'll see is there'll be lots of different static meshes on the map, but when we run the program, it'll recreate them as really fast instance meshes and then delete the bog standard static mesh. Okay? Which then should basically give us our super fast draw times. At least that's the theory behind it, okay? That's the theory, but we are still trying to test the theory. Right? I'm getting pissed off with that. Now, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm not going to delete all static meshes. I'm only going to delete the static meshes that we have actually replaced. Okay? So while this is doing its compiling shaders for its hour and a half, right? what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab a quick cigarette. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe, it helps a lot and keeps me a happy man. Check out the description for links to the game's Discord, my personal Discord, Patreon, and my previous game on Steam, which is still only $1, guys. Yeah, I could turn it off for an hour, but I'm going to go and grab that cigarette. I'll be back in about 4 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we are back. And whoa, it's came right down. Now on 286. So we might actually be able to do something in a minute. But anyway. Right, I'm going to do a quick search on something. Because I don't know how to do this. I don't think it's put a billboard on it, right? Put I mean, I'm sure that you could do it here somewhere, right? But I can't remember how and where it was exactly, right? And it just made it for better identification, to be honest, right? So I tell you what, we're going to unload that. This should all disappear. Right, that's good. Okay, now what we actually want to see Hi, start. What we want to see here is this section here, right? And there it's there. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to make current. We're going to open the level blueprint, right? And then we're going to copy this. Okay. And we're going to paste it in there. That was that Avast trying to be a dick again. Right? And the next thing we're going to do is not that. Right? We're going to grab we're basically going to plonk our as I've said, I want a billboard on this, but I just want it as a billboard indicator. I don't want it as, no, it's just I've loaded part of the map, only a part of it, right? So you only see the part that I've loaded. Right, but the point being that when I actually press play here, it will begin to actually show you what is in this map, okay? And the thing that we're really interested in is these, right? All these rocks and cliffs, okay? Right? There's 257 of them, okay? What? There can't be 257. Okay, that's because the other stuff is in the permanent, persistent world. All this other stuff is in the persistent world. This map is solely made up of 257 actors. Okay? And the interesting thing is, if we press play, keep an eye over here, okay, on this 257 actors. We've got 302, right? But you will notice we have no static meshes. Okay? But you'll notice we have all of our stuff, and if you've been paying attention, you may also notice, right, that it ain't working right. And that's because if we go back in here and go back to here, we are not going to do this, right? We are going to do this, but we're going to do it over here. Okay. And this is going to go in here. So it's not going to delete every single static mesh. It's only going to delete the meshes that we've replaced. Okay? So, if you remember, we're going to load this, we're going to make it current. And look at this. Now this is all right. We want this cliff section too far. Okay, so we want to do level. This is cliff section too far, remember? Right? So it's over here somewhere. We've got a rock. Right? So this is not the same section as the other section. Okay? But what we need to do is once again drop our thing in. Okay. Then we open our blueprint level. We delete the tick. We go to here. We copy that. We paste it in here. We compile it. We press play. We're getting there as far as ooh, that's interesting. That's 0 cliff section. 0 too far. Right? This is 3-0 cliff section. Well, at the moment we're looking at 2-1. Okay, so this cliff section 0 too far is what we want to concentrate on. Right? So it was 2-1, wasn't it? Right, so this one we'll unload it. This one we'll unload it. Then we'll go to, it was 3-0, wasn't it? Cliff section far. Load it. Make current. Right? How can we not see this? Why can't we see this? Why can't we see these rocks? Oh well. Drag it in. Okay. And then open the level blueprint. Copy. Delete. And paste. Save that. Right, remember all these rocks, okay? These are all from 30Y, 3x0y cliff section, okay? And these should all basically disappear. Okay. Yep, they all did. You see that? They all disappeared. And we are left with no static meshes, basically. Well, actually there are, right? But we've got to fix them. These wood pillars are static meshes, which we're going to need to fix, but fundamentally we have no, this one here as well, x3y0, right, has got a lot of them as well. Okay, so if we, I think actually, if we load the top one and make it current, right? Then we can see all these things. Now, it isn't, I don't think it's actually going to delete these, right? Because I don't think I have actually stated that these, yeah, you'll notice it's got no static mesh in it. And that's because I think these are loaded in separately, right? Oh my god, there's a lot of them. Right. Yeah, we've got docks 11. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop our HS in. We're going to get our levely thing. We're going to paste it. pilot. And now we've got 733 actors, okay? Let's see what happens when we press play. If we click here, this is a certain mountain section one that we need to change, obviously. Right, these wood pillars can go. And this cliff section O2 has this got TY? Yeah, apparently that has got it, but it's not doing its thing. I'm going to add a breakpoint here. Right. We're going to stop that. And dismiss that. We're going to press play again. And there it goes. Right, so we can step into this. And can add a breakpoint. Right, so that's fine. Add a breakpoint. Resume. 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 Right, that doesn't seem to be working properly. Unless we haven't done this mesh yet. But the crazy thing is, it's not got a static mesh. I'm going to delete that. Now, I don't know where that was. I'll tell you what though, right? Oh, there's all these different planks. Well, this is a bummer. There's not that many. SMO2 plank. Right, okay. Well, we can copy that. And that's plank 5, plank 7, plank 8, plank 13. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to do them all, which is a bit crappy, but I suppose it needs done. To wood pillar, plank 13. Right, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new folder and we're going to call it plank meshes. Right. We're going to do that. And if we type in plank, it's going to give us the planks. Okay. So let's do it in order. Is we'll copy that, and we go to here, we add a new one, we paste, we paste, we paste, we paste. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it isn't, well, what is this static mesh BP? Is this actually the blueprint or is it actually just a static mesh? Because if that's the case, I don't need to actually fill in these, right? So let's drag that into there. Then let's, it is a static mesh. Right? So, in actual fact, we don't need that. But what we do need to do is plug in that. And that does the exact same thing. Well, you just got to practice that at Screen Apple. That's the basic tall and short of it, really. If it's your first attempt at a game or whatever, then it's going to be a bit scrappy, but you gain a lot of experience, and then the next time you'll be better at it. Right. So rename, copy, into here, add this, this, and this. Save. Wait a minute. Right, hang on a second. That didn't move it. Right, we're just gonna have to wait on this and then get on with it. It's decided to go on strike. Oh my god. Right, what's this doing? What is this thing doing? Oh, for goodness sake. It's locking everything up. Hey Mark Gero. It's not gonna, it's gonna do it, it's just deciding to have a little moment, you know. Right guys, a world's first for you guys tonight, okay? You're gonna get to see the new, what the new HUD looks like. Okay, so here we go. I suppose we'll just open with photos, I suppose. Okay. That's all going to look fine once it's on the screen. That is the clock. Okay. And that is the dial. This is the temperature gauge. This is the outside temperature gauge. The red one was the internal temperature gauge. This is the external temperature gauge. I don't know what this is. I'll tell you when I see it. That's the background for it. Right, so the red one's going to be in here. The blue one's going to be in here. Oh, and it's crashed. And the stats case, this is what's going to go around the green. So the green thing is going to basically go around here, right, your percentage. Okay. I may need to fill this in with black actually. No, my colleague, my partner in crime. Yeah, at least we've got something else to look at while we're loading it up again. You know, you've got to look on the bright side, right? So fundamentally, what it's going to look like is, I'll show you in a second, when you actually add it together. Just give me 1 second. Let me close that, close that, close that, close that, and that. Do that. Right, I'm going to bring that in there. So what that's going to look like is this. Okay, and these are obviously going to be filled in with colour. Okay, and these are the temperature gauges, and this is the time. Okay, so that'll be the new HUD. Pretty funky, huh? I guess I've got some widget work to do. Right, it didn't, I don't think that it actually deleted my work there, or if it did, it's not done a lot, right? as you can see, we didn't actually need to do very much, and our planks are still there. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these anyway, right, because they didn't really work very well. Right, so basically what I've got to do is, that was a mock-up, so I've got to basically build that widget and make it look like that somehow, which will obviously be awesome fun. Right, so what we're going to have to do is find those assets again, basically, which means I'm going to have to open the maps again and find the right bleeding map. In fact, you know what I could do? I could just do plank, right, and then just do content. Right, and if I just open that and then I click on browse, right, it's going to take me to the planks. Right, and then I just type plank. So this is the broken planks. Right, so it isn't actually these ones. There must be planks somewhere else. And I believe they were in the medieval environment. In here. Ah, see? They are. So I don't know why, but there they are. What's the 3 missing circles for? Well, that's easy to show you, right? Because if I go to maps, and that's the wrong one. Ah, that's because I've done that. Right? Right, if game is bad, should you post it or share online? Well, that depends. Right? It depends where you post it, right? And it depends what you tell people it is. If you post it as if it's the next Call of Duty and it's not very good, then people are going to tell you it's not very good. Yeah, good night, quite abandoned. Right? If you post it on, like, let's say itch.io, or what's the one I used? Oh god, I can't remember. What the heck's it called? Game Jolt. If you post it on Game Jolt, then people are generally, if they comment at all, are generally positive, no matter how bad it is or how bad you think it is. Right? Right. This is where these are going to go. Right? You can see there on the left hand side. This is where the fill is going to be. right? And this is the temperature gauge. And this is the clock that was fairly simple in this case, right? So it should look fairly different. Okay, and the clock is basically going to rotate, hopefully, or at least that's the plan, right? So, yeah. So where are we? Oh yeah, we were doing the planks, weren't we? Right, tell you what, I'm going to end it there for tonight, guys. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. I'm going to go and do some boring copy paste, which isn't going to be very good entertainment for you, but I'll be back tomorrow at 2 PM. We'll be making hopefully a bit more progress with our HISM, which has been slow going, but you know, not much you can do about that. And we shall carry on with it. Check out the description for links to Discords for the game and my personal Discord, plus Patreon and my previous game on Steam. I shall see you tomorrow, guys, 2 PM Central. I hope you can join me then. It's appreciated. Bye bye for now.